Championships, and we are here at Evangel University, the AG Financial Arena, where this boys 14U Division I Final Four game between the OKC Knights and the PT Warriors out of Texas. Scott Staten alongside Rob Flatten. Rob, this is some teams that are familiar with each other in this whole bracket in this Final Four, but for PT, they come into here facing an OKC Knights team that they've seen before.
Yeah, Coach Packard had a chance to come over and talk to us a little bit before the game here and let us know that this has turned into the Final Four, the National Final Four, an I-35 Final Four with the Wichita Warriors, Thesa Riders, and PT Warriors, both out of the Fort Worth area, and then, of course, the Oklahoma City Knights.
OKC gets the tip. OKC in the white with the black trim. PT Warriors in the purple and yellow, and the Warriors with a steal going quickly the other way, going to take it all the way up and in. There's some contact and a foul. And that Knight player looked like he landed awkwardly. Hopefully he's okay. Joe Duddleson.
Yeah. Hope he is all right.
Jim gets quiet, and, of course, they're going to check him out. One thing that's been really great, Rob, that I've noticed as I've been over here with both sites, but at Evangel, is their trainer. I mean, she's not just down there hanging out. Like, she is on the court within a split second when a player goes down. She's taking care of a couple times where we saw kids hit their head, and they wanted to stay in, and she said, oh, no, you're coming down here and getting checked. And Absolutely. Once again, they're taking care of these players and making sure they're taken care of when they're out there hustling, and you get some collisions and things like that.
The trainer right there, as you mentioned, going to go check out Joe, and our thoughts and prayers are with Joe right now. And I'm sure there's definitely some concerned fans tuning in, as Coach Sam was telling us. The varsity boys are playing right now, and at 1:45. So
yeah, they're watching both sites, trying to figure out both games.
We'll keep you posted on Sam here, and the game action's going to resume.
So at the free throw line for PT Warriors will be Luke Duncan. He will try to break the scoring here, as we were 0-0 early on in this one, just the 6-minute quarters. First free throw is good by Duncan. He'll get one more. Warriors, they have had several teams advance, and their 18U team going to be playing in the Final Four as well a little bit later on today, as Duncan sinks both free throws. And we've seen that throughout this tournament. These programs that really have a good feeder system, multiple teams will make it to Final Fours, and it starts early. That time again, another steal by the Warriors. Great defense up ahead to Duncan. Going to take it all the way up. His shot is too strong. The follow put back that time by Turner Pulliam, the all-region player for the PT Warriors, and we're going to get an early timeout. It's 4-0 PT over the OKC Knights.
You know, Coach Packard mentioned that the I-35 aspect, but he also mentioned that they had a chance to play all three of those teams.
Right.
And the Knights are definitely coming in as the underdog, having lost to all of those teams already. So they've definitely been challenged. Always a great opportunity when you know what you have to defeat to win it all.
Right.
And so a very unique situation here. So great timeout, I think. Quickly jump for PT Warriors.
Sure.
And that the way they're playing defense right now, the Knights are going to probably make a couple of adjustments. Got a chance to watch them. I was at the gym at Drury yesterday and saw some outstanding guard play. Number 2 and number 3 really stood out. So, of course, right now, Joe still on the trainer's table, and then Liam Stevens. And so that will definitely be a developing storyline, as both of those guards were outstanding last night in their very close victory.
You got that mental aspect, too. You watch one of your best players go down, and so you got to be concerned. And also a great timeout, because you're in your mind, what you don't want your players doing when they've played a team they've already lost to is think, oh, no, here we go again. And so Coach Packard there with a great job. And unfortunately, they throw it away, and so the Warriors back on the attack. Ball taken up by Aguilar. You've heard that name. He's got some older brothers that are going to be playing in the boys 18U Final Four. That shot too strong and off into the hands of the Knights, coming the other way.
Yeah, you mentioned Aguilar. And varsity boys National Final Four later tonight. His older brother will be playing in. It'll be the second time in the last 3 years that the PT Warriors have made the Final Four, and the previous time they made it all the way to the finals.
just a really good veteran team. We watched the game last night. We'll have that one a little bit later on for you. I believe that'll be over on the Drury campus. So if you're watching, just great games all day long here as we continue to wind our way to the final day of action and undisputed championships. That floater by Aguilar, no good. Off with the rebound for the Knights is number 21, Stephen Plangman. Knights going to try to get something going here. They trail it 4-0 early. But on a pass, another steal. That defense is smothering. Kokenauer on up ahead to Duncan. Duncan off the glass and in.
That's a tough finish there. Great job on defense to get in position and to guard straight up. No contact, but even better offensively to finish that.
6-0. OKC trailing with the ball. Here's a little elbow jumper that misses everything. That time by Stevens. Might have rushed it a bit, and Warriors back on the attack.
That Warriors pressure, they're jumping them there at half court. If Oklahoma City could get someone at the middle, right between the half court line and that 3-point line, closer to the 3-point line, if they could get the ball in the middle, I think a lot will open up for them.
Yeah, they've had a hard time even getting any kind of flow. Missed on the 3, but then a putback by Michael Aguilar, his first 2 points of the game, and now it's an 8-0 lead suddenly for the Warriors.
I promise you, we keep you updated on Joe. I can see him right now being taped up. The trainer's working with him and taping his ankle. Another timeout. The Oklahoma City Knights here, I think a good use of that timeout. Yeah,
and the good news is, and I mean, if we've been around basketball a lot, when you go down like that under the basket, your first thought is, I hope his knee's okay. Right? It looks like it's his ankle, and a lot of times, an ankle sprain can feel like a break, and it looks like the way she's taping it up that he's maybe going to think about trying to come back in here, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you're at these events, you know the amount of effort that goes into the whole season.
Right.
I had emails this summer from Coach Packard just talking about the goals that they had and some of the ways that they were working towards accomplishing those. So I know these players all summer, maybe even last year, they've been preparing for this very moment.
Right.
And so you always want the best players on both teams out on the court. You want all the players out on the court. And so essential player being taken care of, really quick injury, 30 seconds into the game. And so Joe Duddleson's being worked on the trainer's table, getting taped up, and if he's good to go, we hope to see him again, and if not, we hope that he stays out for it's a long
till he's healed. Yep.
That's right, long career.
Knights with the inbounds. They trail at 8-0. Let's see if Coach Packard was able to draw something up here to try to get through this Warriors defense. Has been incredible up to this point. That time on the drive, looks like a foul going to be called on down low on number 31. Turner Pulliam. And they'll get free throws out of that one. So Packard able to put himself at the free throw line. Try to get the first points for the Knights.
Just what the doctors ordered. Go attack the hole, get a call, slow everything down, put some points up on the board. And excellent timeout. Execution by the team there.
Second free throw good, so he's perfect at the line, and 8-2 now. They finally cracked that defense just a little bit. Let's see if they can continue and get a stop here on the Warriors. Warriors up 8-2 in this boys 14U Final Four game. Here's Aguilar for 3, off to the right. Rebound into the hands of Stevens, and the Knights coming the other way. A little momentum for their team. That swarming Warriors defense, if you can get through it, you're going to have open players. But once again, they turn around. That was Felix Wallenberg and just turned into the wall of purple that was waiting on him. But lucky for the Knights, the Warriors throw it away at the other end, so they'll get another opportunity to trim this lead. OKC on the attack.
Coach Packard imploring number 40. I'm going to butcher the name, I'm sure, Plangman.
No, you got it.
He and a great reaction by 40, just to look right at his coach, acknowledge him, shake his head, and that was a good-looking shot there.
Yeah, he had an open look, just short-armed it just a little bit. You got to think they're going to go back to him as well, because that was a wide-open look, and they haven't had any of those yet.
All right, we see Joe Duddleson taped up and walking to the scorer's table. He walked right up to his coach and said he's good to go, is what it looked like. We don't have them mic'd over there, but that's what it did look like.
Yeah, I think it was a good interpretation, Rob. Quickly the other way, though, the Warriors in a collision and a foul on the Knights. I think it was just frustration more than anything, but that's going to go on Stephen Plangman.
It looked like a really good play on the ball.
Yeah.
But the PT Warrior player had done a great job at kind of slowing down, counting his steps, and making the most of it. And it just looked like enough contact.
Right.
But a great sportsmanship effort by Steven to reach over and offer his hand to help him up.
Yep.
And
first one's no good.
Definitely an awkward landing.
Yeah.
In that moment. And
that's why I think we both got a little quiet there for a second. We're like, not again. We don't want any more of those. One more to go here. 8-2. Warriors in front, trying to build that lead. Second one, no good. Rebound into the hands of Liam Stevens. Stevens going to bring it up for his Knights. Under 2 minutes to go here, first quarter. The winner will make it to the 14U Undisputed Championship game. There's another steal by the Warriors. Eric Aguilar, over in the right corner, 3, short. Fight for the board.
Love that effort there.
Yep, stepped out of bounds though. That was Plankman again, and he was right there to get the rebound, but the ball just kind of had a weird spin on it. Warriors going to bring it in under their own bucket. 1:37 to go, first quarter. PT with the lead and the ball, trying to get this one under their belt, and then I'm sure clean up and head over to the other site to root on their 18U team a little bit later on in their Final Four game. 1:19 to go. Aguilar works on his man, drives in the lane, just passes a little high and just shot off of the hands of Eli Kokenauer. That's a turnover, and the Knights will have the ball now.
And if you're wondering, this is the right channel to be tuning into for the Oklahoma City Knights Varsity Girls Division II goal ball game here at 8 p.m. Where they'll be taking on Montana's Flathead Valley Crusaders.
Boy, I love, Rob, how we're seeing teams from, Hawaii, Montana, Virginia, you name it. It's definitely a national championship.
Yep, we've got teams from South Carolina. I've got over almost half a dozen teams from South Carolina already committed for next year.
Nice. Luke Duncan the other way for the Warriors. That's his 6th point of the game. Yeah, it's been a great week already, and just teams representing every single state, it seems like. There's a nice put in by number 53, Felix Wallenberg. That's a first field goal for Oklahoma City as he muscles that one in. And the Warriors back on the attack. 22 seconds to go. They lead at 10-4 here. Boys 14U, Final Four. Aguilar gonna go look for the last shot here.
Scott, this court has seen great games all week long. I think the key for the Knights is just keep this in striking distance,
right,
and see if they can if they can do that in the first half, anything can happen in the second half. Really great first quarter for the PT Warriors.
Absolutely. Michael Aguilar ends it with a good jumper with 3 seconds left, and then the Knights had to just throw it to the other end, and it falls harmlessly. We'll end the first. Right now it is the Warriors from Parker Tarrant, Fort Worth, Texas, leading the OKC Knights 12-4. We'll be back with second quarter action after this word from our sponsor.
When it hurts, real time it. When it hurts, real time it. When it hurts, real time it.
Welcome back to the campus of Evangel University, the AG Financial Arena, in this boys 14U Division I Final Four game at the National Christian Homeschool Basketball Championship. Scott State and Rob Flatt. And then after the first quarter, it's the PT Warriors commanding a 12-4 lead now over OKC Knights. Knights finally got their first field goal late in the half, but Michael Aguilar, as he is fouled by the Knights player there, Aguilar able to sink the jumper with 3 seconds left to give his team the 8-point lead that they sit on right now. Warriors with the ball in the purple and gold. The OKC Knights in the white with the black trim.
Now, I do want to point out that the Knights' alternate jerseys are purple, which is why you see the Knights coach in purple and the assistant coach in black and the head coach for the PT Warriors in black, and they're in purple as well.
That could be just a little confusing. You might have thought, like, oh, that's a flex there, the coach wearing the other team's colors, but it's actually because their other uniforms are purple.
That's correct. Also some nice lobsters on the bench for those shoe fans out there, some purple lobsters with one of the assistant coaches, it looks like. Always fun to see those in the gym.
Oh, yeah. Warriors with the ball. Looks like they're content to just kind of take their time until they see a shot that they want. Here's Aguilar. He stops, kicks it out to the wing, and now he'll back it out once again. 5:13 to go. It's a 12-4 game. Warriors in front and with the ball. Aguilar. The ball over to Kokenauer. Back out to Duncan.
Just underway, the Red River Rattlers and Wichita Warriors over at Drury just started a quick 6-0 lead for the Red River Rattlers.
And then the ball almost fell out of bounds, and here's a three that is in and out. Rebound off to the Warriors, though. Aguilar dumps it down low, up and under, no good.
What a pass.
Yeah, that was. Rebound.
Oh, the steal for PT Warriors.
That was quick. Wallenberg had it, and then the ball was suddenly in the other team's hand.
Luke Duncan with that steal.
And the Knights have just really struggled to get any kind of flow, and that's really due in main part to the great defense. Boy, that time, wide open look that falls short by Kokenauer.
That was a nice inbounds play.
It really was. Just couldn't finish it.
I love that right there. Number 2, I'll have to say, Liam Stevens, he really just did a great job at sucking in the defense and then making that pass and really giving an open opportunity for his teammates there.
There was Duddleson back into the ball game. That's his first shot attempt. That it was no good. He was challenged by the Warriors, and then a back tap knocks it out of bounds by the Knights. Good recovery there on defense. Warriors with the ball still, and the Knights are going to have to figure out a way to score, but they've also got to get some stops down here to be able to do that. And this Warriors team just loaded. Lots of different opportunities for them. They've got so many weapons, both Aguilars. They've got the Turner Pulliam, another all-region player on this team.
Knights
ball through the hands on that pass.
Liam there, just impressive ball handling.
Stevens all the way. Floater goes. Nice shot. His first 2 points of the ball game. You know you're going to hear his name more and more, and now the lead down to 6.
As good as the Warriors played, and as much as it has felt like this has been all Warriors here,
right?
The Knights are just staying in that striking distance, and we haven't really even seen their full capabilities yet.
And you get the turnover now on the errant pass, and you said it, Rob, that's really what we've seen this entire week, and that's how tournament games are, but you just got to hang around and give yourself a chance in that second half. And even though the Knights have lost to the Warriors earlier in the year, right now they got to feel good about how things are starting to turn their way.
Absolutely.
There's another steal. That Warriors defense is ferocious. Aguilar going to bring it quickly the other way. Plays through the contact and tried to flip it behind his back. That might have been an ill-advised pass.
You almost want the Knights to treat the offense like the dribbles, like they're $100 bills.
Yeah.
Like very rarely do you want to be using the dribble right now against this PT Warriors trap. It's tenacious.
It is. And that time he did fall down as the layup put in by Luke Duncan, but it looked like that was on him. He just tried to go between the two defenders and fell down. And another steal. Here come the Warriors again on the break. Short arms it, gets his own miss, and then a foul as he tried to put it back up. Boy, great hustle by Luke Duncan. And he will be at the free throw line. But you're right, Rob, what do you do if you're OKC? Like right now, as soon as they cross the half-court line, they are double-teamed, and they've just really struggled to even be able to get one pass off.
It's so hard, especially in the middle of the game, to be able to kind of slow that down when there's so much you're managing. But what I definitely would try to do is I would almost have Liam be at the middle.
Yeah.
Have someone else bring it up that's not going to use too many dribbles, not put themselves in a tough spot. Liam's capable of dribbling himself out of those situations, and there was definitely contact on that trap.
Right.
But it was forced.
Right.
You know, and good referees sometimes are going to recognize that the defense did everything correct there, and that the offensive player did that. So I would probably put Liam, flash him in the middle there, and try to get him the ball so that when he does have it, like that, right here, and then let him kind of create, because he's going to make the right decision a lot.
There's a jump shot that is no good by Plangman. Fight for the board. It ends up back in the hands of Stevens. Stevens gets it over to Duddleson.
Nice.
Duddleson, oh, beautiful feed down low, but the reach in still somehow came up with it, and the ball just falls off the front of the rim by Wallenberg.
That's your recipe, though. That you asked what you do. That it's Duddleson and Stevens.
Yeah.
Finding other people and the minimal amount of dribbles in that process.
Yep.
The 53 there did a great job trying to keep that ball, Wallenberg, off the ground and not waste a dribble on that. But it was kind of the same effect in the way that he went down. And,
sure.
But just they're getting the right looks. But PT is tenacious, and so are they on the defense end. They're keeping themselves in the game with their defense.
They really are. They really are. And you're right. You got to see less dribble and more passing. Just some quick passes.
Yeah, great job by not going too deep on Stevens' part, just being an option there.
Oh, that floater was on line, but just fell short, and it'll stay. Well, no, it'll go the other end.
It looked like a 50-50 call there, and could have gone either way for sure.
Well, they've done what you said. They illustrated. It looks like now they're just making sure that that first pass doesn't have Stevens throwing that first pass. He's receiving it, and then he's running the offense.
They are straight up denying, I believe, Aguilar. Or actually, no, number 3 or 31, it looks like. Pulliam.
Yeah, Pulliam.
They are doing a great job just not letting him get open at all. Complete deny on him.
That three-point shot was wide open by Packard, but he cannot connect. And quickly the other way.
Look at that speed on both players there, an effort.
Oh,
wow.
That was crazy.
Wow.
That's what you like. These are two teams trying to win a Final Four game and make it to the undisputed. And OKC's trying to find their footing here. They're down 17-6. Feet inside the lane. Nice shot. Duddleson back from that early injury.
He's definitely a little bit ginger on that ankle as he walks, gets back up the court. But that effort there by Packard.
Yeah.
That he got his body there. He was beat. And he was beat by a very, very fast Pullman.
Yeah.
But he threw everything he had into that to get back and contest. And it turned into a stop that turned into a bucket. And
you don't see them hanging their heads. I mean, they're down 17-8, but they still know they're in this game and trying to do something to stop the Warriors. And their defense has been good, but the Warriors' defense has been a little better.
I like how the Warriors are patient. They're not forcing shots. They had to take that deep three because the clock was running out, but they are looking for each other, not forcing it. The Knights are doing a great job taking away their first and second option and denying them, and yet they're working within their system.
17-8, the halftime score. PT Warriors in front of the OKC Knights here at the boys 14U Final Four game. And continuing on, we got another game going on over at Drury, and that's going to be who they play, the winner of that one.
Yeah, Wichita Warriors are up 19-11 on the Red River Rattlers in the first quarter at Drury.
All right, we'll be back with the second half after this.
When it hurts, real time it. When it hurts, real time it. When it hurts, real time it. When it hurts, real time it.
It's kind of like last night in the final
We are at the second half of this boys 14U Division I Final Four game. Scott State and Rob Flatt at the campus of Evangeline University. And first half, PT Warriors, on the strength of their defense, have really gone out to a 17-8 lead. But the Knights started to find their footing there late in the second quarter. Knights on the attack. There's a jumper by Liam Stevens that is no good. Rebound off to the Warriors, bringing it the other way. The winner advances to tomorrow's undisputed championship game for boys 14U. So a lot on the line here for both teams.
I think the second half's about who can get the most clean looks.
Yeah.
I felt like Liam got a great clean look right off the bat. I think the PT Warriors got a contested look, but it was still a good look at the basket going downhill. So I think it's going to be who can get the most clean looks, whether that's off turnovers or off running their offensive sets or inbound plays. And both teams are off to a good start with getting good looks.
Yeah, Warriors, their defense was suffocating in the first quarter.
Knights picking up two players full court, both Aguilar and Pullman. They are being guarded and face guarded the entire length of the court. Pay attention to that.
And we mentioned the Knights defense has been solid as well. They've been unable to get any points on the board.
I'd say they've been tenacious. Some of the points they've given up have been off of the turnover, so it's really a very, very good first half. I think that yesterday was also a low-scoring game. They were a very good defensive team. I'm actually going to pull that up on the brackets here.
That time, that was almost a great save, but when Aguilar had it, Duncan reached around and grabbed the ball, and then Aguilar was forced to reach in and foul. So Michael Aguilar there with the penalty for his team, 17-8, under 5 to go here in this third quarter. Here's a jump shot by Duddleson that's good. Boy, his ankle seems to be okay. That's his second bucket.
He definitely will feel a little better. I feel like that could have easily
it could have been a charge.
Yeah, the 21 did a great job setting up. And
Stevens with the great board work, and now the Knights on the attack. They've cut it to 7 and a chance to keep whittling away. On the baseline, last time he stepped out of bounds, but this time he's able to dump it off to Duddleson, and then on the shot attempt, a foul on the Warriors. Well, they look like Coach Packard has come out with a different game plan, and it seems to be working right now.
Absolutely. Both of these teams are really well coached, and you knew that halftime was going to give them opportunity to make adjustments, especially an opponent they've already played during the year.
Right. At the free throw line, Duddleson, we saw him go down with the ankle injury in the first game as he sinks the first free throw. But since then, he got it taped up. Great job by the trainers, and now he's back and contributing. That's his fifth point, and he actually leads his team in scoring, even though he missed the entire first quarter.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they were down 6-0 while he was on the bench, or while he was getting taped up, or even 8-0.
8-0.
So since that moment, they have done a great job, including playing numerous moments after the 8-0 without him.
Yeah, they've outscored him 12-9 since then. So they've made some adjustments, and now it's within 5. 4 minutes to go. Starting to get some momentum and some confidence. Warriors going to try to answer at the other end. There's a great pass in the lane. Well, it was a great pass, but then a
great hustle by Duddleson.
Better hustle, yeah. Packard comes away with the ball. It's going to be a jump ball.
Yep.
And it will stay down at this end.
Man, that was just Coach Packard has got to be proud of the effort that he is seeing from Braden.
Oh, and the miscommunication. Warriors threw it to no one. Somehow Aguilar chases it down. Almost a turnover there that was costly.
I got to point out, Packard makes that play, and then it turns around to find Pullman and just hustles every ounce of energy so that he doesn't leave his assignment.
Here's a 3, top of the key. Whoa. Got it.
Clean look there.
We don't
Josiah, I believe.
Yeah, we don't have him on our roster, but they told us at the last second that he was going to be out there, and all we got is a first name. Josiah with the 3. That's a big answer because now the lead back up to 8 after OKC had made somewhat of a run there. Warriors on the attack again. Aguilar, he is harassed by the Knight defenders, but they maintain possession here. Warriors setting up their offense on the drive by the baseline. Kicks it to the block. Goes up for the shot, double teamed. Looked like Duddleson might have knocked that away.
Great effort. A timeout by the PT Warriors. That's a savvy timeout by the head coach there.
Absolutely.
Coach
because
Pullman.
they were about to lose the ball. And, Rob, the second half, we've seen a different OKC Knights team. And I don't know, it seems like either the Warriors' pressure has kind of like waned or they've maybe changed their stance. But we haven't seen as many turnovers, and the Knights really seem to start getting some confidence here.
You know, on a big court like this, if a team's putting pressure on and you have the right attack and your players execute, at some point they have to pull that back, or they're going to give up a lot of clean looks. And so that may have happened. You know, one thing I just want to mention here, at the national championships, players can be added to rosters, so to speak, as you mentioned there, without any sort of violation, because players can play within an organization as long as they're age eligible. They're able to play. When they register for the event, they list their primary team, but that does not So I just want to point that out, because we inevitably that always leads to, especially in a situation where it's a competitive game, and such a big game.
Yeah, and you're right, and we've seen that too. Or sometimes you don't know if you're going to have because what your other team is playing a game right before this one, and you don't know which guys are going to be able to make it over. One of my first games this week, there was 6 players on a team, and by the time the game continued, it was like 12.
The dual roster situations.
Exactly.
And so you have that, and absolutely.
And you don't want to penalize the kids for that, because you're scheduling hundreds of games here, and
it certainly does lead to some questions. Being privy to some of the questions we get, but I assure everyone that everything is within the rules.
Above board. And this is about the kids. We want them to be able to play.
Yes.
It's not a matter of giving an advantage to either team or any team. It's you want to be able to out there and play as much as they can. And these kids, when I was that age, I wanted to play every game I could.
Number 40 for the Knights, playing men. Great hustle all game, but this time it looks like he's uncomfortable, but is going to be able to get up on his own.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he landed wrong or if he was just run into. There's been some really physical play down low, clean but physical. And came down pretty hard.
Looked like might need a minute here, and great job by a coach to get a substitution so quickly. Give some final instructions.
Yeah, it looked like he came down on his backside pretty hard, and I think that's what he's going to have to walk off. That's a painful thing.
Trainer right there to greet him.
First free throw good by Aguilar. He'll get another. Aguilar started out hot, hit his first 2 buckets, but then has been quiet since then. That's his first points of the second half. Lead now up to 9.
I believe that the Knights have deployed some defensive strategies in which they are making sure that Aguilar is limited in his open looks.
Yeah.
And he has been content to be a decoy almost and a facilitator.
Yeah, when he has the ball in his hands, even if he doesn't score, he is making other people score. So that's a good move on defense there by the Knights. And then once again, they're trying to get that baseline drive, and that's been the second time now Packard has just stepped out of bounds.
The defense, the PT Warriors are moving their feet and beating the Knights to the spot.
Yeah.
And when that gap closes, as a player, you go to the open spot.
Yep, and you got to be strong there. You're going to get some contact.
There. 53. Wallenberg with that block.
Stevens brings it up for OKC. Can they turn this block into some points for their squad? Aguilar gets the ball, comes away, and that time, well, there's a lot of collisions. These guys are going at it 100%. Warriors, the feed on the block. Here's going to be a 3 that is short, and a rebound to Duddleson, and then we got a whistle. Looks like one of the players, that was Packard. It looks like he came down on the collision down here right in front of us. Look like he twisted his back or something, and the official saw that he was struggling, so he goes over to the sideline. Trainer staying busy today.
Yeah, I absolutely love that by the referee, not force a coach to use a timeout or to quickly get the player out. He was clearly struggling. The trainer's working on the other player out right now, so we're
get in line.
This so much on the line. I've had the ability to play in a boys 14 international Final Four, and there's at these events, and they get bigger and bigger every year. Big time shot.
Yes, sir. Felix Wallenberg with the tray. 22-15. They needed that.
It looked like he was hoping number 10 would bring that in there so he could gobble up and get another block.
Shoot it again, maybe.
He has absolutely been crucial for his team in this stretch here, these last couple minutes.
Warriors back on the attack.
Great defense and better offense there.
Yep, Luke Duncan once again, the leading scorer for the Warriors. That's double digits for him now. Oh, nice. Pump fake, gets a step inside the line. He missed, but then a putback. And you can see Boyd Duddleson struggling getting out the court, but it's not stopping him from contributing.
Nope. He Patrick Mahomes out there right now. He's willing himself.
That's right. Playing on one leg.
I bet if this was a regular season game, he would definitely want to, but may consider not. But with what's on the line, his team needs him.
Warriors up by 7. They've seen the OKC answer them this quarter. Going to try to end it with something here on the offensive end. 10 seconds to go. PT with the ball. Aguilar looks up at the clock. He drives, ball knocked away, struggle on the ground.
Good hustle.
Great steal, and the ball's just going to roll out the time here as Duddleson picked it up and tried to throw it in. So we end the third quarter. OKC Knights trying to make a run here. They trail it 24-17 to the PT Warriors. We'll be back with the boys 14U Final Four game after this.
When it hurts, real time it.
Ouch!
When it hurts, real time it.
Ouch!
When it hurts, real time it.
Welcome back to this boys 14U Division I Final Four game. Going to clean one up for us. Thanks for the help. One of the fans came over and let us know. In our book, we had him in Houston down as number 32, but he is actually number 40. So that was Houston earlier that hit that bucket for the Warriors. PT Warriors with the lead, 24-17, under 6 to go here. The winner will move on to the boys' undisputed championship game tomorrow here in this Final Four. That time a miss outside
by Emmett.
Yeah, Houston couldn't connect that time.
His last one he had was wide open as well, and he was able to connect. That one looked good and just rattled out.
And then we got a whistle and a foul on the Warriors.
Early on, the first half, a couple of those calls did not get called. I could see why the PT Warrior fans maybe didn't like that, but I also believe that first half the Knights fans probably didn't like.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good call there because Liam on that behind the back, when he did that, it looked like the defense reached and missed.
Cleaning it up just a little. That time the jumper by Stevens was no good, but Knights get another opportunity until Aguilar steals it back. And Aguilar's just been so active today. He's really been the catalyst on defense and on offense for his squad. When he's not scoring, he's either getting somebody else involved or on the defensive end, he's just getting his hand in on every single pass, it seems like. 24-17, Warriors with the ball in the lead, trying to advance to the undisputed championship for boys 14U. PT going to spread the floor here a little bit. Oh, ball tipped away.
Look at that hustle.
Nice job. Number 21 tipped that away. Plangman at the other end, though, the miss. Rebound and going to stay at this end. Off the hands of number 31, Turner Pulliam.
Earlier I mentioned there was a 50-50 call right down at the exact other end.
Right.
This time the Knights got it. Last time they didn't. So this is an opportunity. A great steal.
Yes,
and
it was.
Great clean look, but the PT Warriors defense closed that gap so quickly that it turned into a very heavily contested shot.
Both teams having some great defense today. It's been tough on either team to score. Knights, here's a corner three. Too strong. Fight for the rebound. Stays at this end.
The 4 teams in the Elite 8 from this side of the bracket did not score over 40 points yesterday at all. So, I mean, it was 38 was the highest. I think PT scored that, 38-33.
And you can see why. Duddleson that time, long on his jump shot, and quickly the other way come the Warriors. Oh, man, he put on the afterburners, up and in. Nice play by number 10, Eli Kokenauer. That's his first bucket.
All right, quick update. Braden Packard looked like he was getting some attention at the trainer, working on either shoulder or rib, and now he's in the tunnel area. He just was running around, testing it all out. He seems like he's ready to go and just told coach he's ready to go. And big time shot there.
Yeah, Plangman with the 3, and yeah, he wants to be ready to go. He just sees his team now hit their first 3-pointer of this quarter, first points of this quarter, and boy, the Knights starting to make a little bit of a run. Under 4 minutes to go, and right now, 26-20. What do you do, Rob? If you are the Knights, you're getting your way here a little bit. Do the Warriors go back to some more of that defensive pressure we saw in the first half?
If it gets to within 3 points, I could see definitely PT Warriors. In the second half, they seem to pack it in a little bit more, almost. Hey, if you're going to beat us with an 8-point lead, we're not going to let you beat us because we're getting open looks.
Sure.
And so that has seemed to work, but I would definitely say if this game gets to 3 or less, I could see the PT Warriors maybe even now saying, hey, we're going to stretch it. I don't know if I would do it now because, hey, you just got another game tomorrow. Wichita Warriors are up 36-22 in the third quarter almost midway through against the Red River Rattlers. That's going to be a tough enough game.
Yeah.
And so if I can, you want to save your legs. Keep this at 6-8 points. But PT needs a bucket right here.
Oh, and they just sent him long. Oh, and he lost the ball. I think he looked up to see where the defender was and just lost his concentration.
So you asked what the Warriors do. Well, the Knights come out with a full court press.
Yeah.
And sometimes that works in your favor and other times not. The PT Warriors had the right look, beat him long, had him the whole way, but like you said, just looked like he was almost looking where he was going to shoot the layup before he had secured the ball. And that's huge for the Knights there because they are definitely needing every single opportunity to cut this gap.
That was a great response to all of a sudden look up and see a press, but man, just could not finish the play. OKC with the ball, trailing by 6, trying to get as close as they can. That time a steal by Aguilar, and PT Warriors going to slow it down. Luke Duncan gets it back out top into the able hands of his point guard. Aguilar going to put the offense in motion. Oh, that's a nice drawn-up play.
Really nice move there.
They had a double screen going. Aguilar gave it up to Turner Pulliam, and then Pulliam just gave it right back as he flashed down into the lane. He was fouled on the shot, and he will be there at the free throw line for 2. First shot, no good.
These games are there's the pressure. We've seen several missed free throws, and the bottom line is the pressure is there. Every bucket means so much in these close games.
Second good. Lead it back up to 7. 3:31 to go. Time starting to be an issue now for OKC. They got to get back on this end to get some points.
The pressure's back from PT. You asked if they would, and sure enough.
And it comes up with a steal.
Yep. So
Eli Kokenauer there with the pickoff. Warriors now going to bring it down. Oh, beautiful find once again. And finish. That was Pulliam with a beautiful pass inside. And then nice little nifty move by Aguilar to build that lead back up to 9 now with under 3 to go.
Both coaches on the PT Warriors have got to be proud after that play there. Put their team up 9, and both coaches' kids, I believe. So.
Yeah, you always like it when the coaches' kids do well because that seems to keep the coach in a better mood. That time on the 3-point shot attempt, that was no good by Packard. He was fouled, so he'll get 3 opportunities to cut into this lead. And if you're OKC, that's exactly what you want. The clock stops, and you can try to trim this lead down.
Absolutely.
First free throw is good.
Well, the last couple possessions, the coaches have got to be thrilled with how their players are playing. That makes the car ride home a lot more comfortable for everyone.
Responding really well, and second free throw is good. He'll get one more, making it count.
I think this next possession for PT Warriors here is absolutely crucial. If they can get another bucket, you might start seeing the Knights start to wonder. if the Knights can get a stop, all of a sudden the momentum is shifted.
Absolutely. Those 3-pointers. And we've got an issue with some noisemakers. Official going to take care of. But, wow, what clutch free throws there. Michael Plangman, or Braden Packard, rather, just stepped up into the line and just calmly sank all 3. I mean, it's not even like noise is going to make an issue for him.
Right. And I can tell you right now, the referees had come and talked to our booth here at halftime, just asked that ultimately what they were looking for is no air horns during the free throws.
Sure.
And so that's what they were doing there, I believe.
Yep.
Again, we don't have the mic.
Right. That might be fun, though, Rob, one year. I don't know. It could be kind of sketchy. You could really get into some crazy territory.
More. I love ideas.
I told him yesterday it was funny. I heard an official, the coach was talking to him, and he said, "I'm not in the mood to talk," and he just walked away.
Yep. What a bucket there.
Aguilar.
That was exactly what I said the PT Warriors kind of needed. Right now, the Knights become almost in kind of a desperate mode, even though it's not. It feels that way.
Oh, yeah. 8 points, 2:17 to go. On the block. Shot blocked there.
Yeah, number 10.
Yeah, Kokenauer doing a great job on defense.
Straight up, didn't jump except for after the release, stayed vertical.
And we talked earlier, it's been happening all week. Every time you get a block, you think you're straight up, but that time he actually was.
That's right, he was.
You rarely see a guy block the ball and get called for a foul and say, yeah, I wasn't straight up.
Very true.
Fight for the ball, jump ball will stay down at this end, and the Warriors starting to sense it. They're up by 8 with 2:03 to go, but they got to finish this out. And OKC, as you mentioned, Rob, starting to get to that point where you're going to have to force some things. You got to get the ball back.
Warriors have some great inbounds plays we've seen already this game, and that was another nice one, but great job defensively.
Erased by Wallenberg.
Well, it looks like the referee
got a foul. From our angle, we couldn't hear it. It was loud enough you couldn't hear the whistle.
It definitely great reaction by Wallenberg there. I'm sure it was not something that as a player there you probably felt the ball first, right?
Right.
But did not argue, did not show up the referee, even though the game is now at this point.
And then Kokenauer, so active on the rebound.
Oh, that frustrates coaches when you don't get that box out, but it's part of learning. At this 14 under age group, you've got a lot of a basketball career left. You can learn a lot. Great steal there by number 21. Oh, I hope he is okay. Ran right into the edge of the table with that effort. Shook up our scores table.
Yes, it did.
Hopefully his ribs are all right. Big bucket timeout, right, Coach? He is
fired up.
That is exactly how you have to do it, though. I showed up at the Northwest Indy MHEA game last night. Coach Tolbert was running out on the court with that same energy. You have to make sure to catch the referee's attention.
Well, you love it when you see your players out there giving it. I mean, he had to see his player get that steal, and I mean, he ran it hard enough in that it moved our table down a couple feet.
Yes.
And he just kept running, and a great finish that time by the Knights. They've kept themselves alive. 1:32 to go.
And right now, PT Warriors have got to be drawing up a press break opportunity. Mm-hmm. Maybe you look for that deep pass, but sometimes when you look for the home run, it turns into a turnover. If I'm them, what you probably need us to do is send someone right at the middle.
Yeah.
And then just have them flash right to the high post and see if they can catch the ball there. It's really hard to trap from the free throw line if you get it there. And then you can turn, and then you can look.
Yes.
Right now, though, the Knights got everyone up, so it might be a man pressure. But even with that, I would imagine the PT is going to look to break it long, but what's their secondary break? Because I think they're going to need it here. The Knights will be ready for that deep.
OKC, yeah, you mentioned it. They were ready for it, and then they just send Kokenauer over to the corner. Oh, dangerous pass. Get it up ahead.
Great job by the defense there to step up and make them pick it up.
Broke the press well there. Now the Knights, you got to think, are going to try to foul. Oh, ball knocked away. It's rolling in front of us. Picked up by Pulliam. Could not see what
happened there because it was so close, but great timeout by PT. They needed that.
Yeah, they did.
That was a great job by 40 there, Emmett Houston.
Yep.
To catch that ball and not just shoot.
Absolutely.
If he caught and shot, I don't know if they would have given him the timeout there, but that was a great
It looked like the Knights were going to foul, but then they knocked the ball away, and it just kind of rolled right in front of us. And Pulliam with a heads-up play picked it up, threw it ahead to Houston, and then his coach was like, we got to settle this down.
I think both of us lifted from our seats just to see if we could tell if it was going to be out of bounds or how it was going to go, because I believe the Knights player was sitting there watching. He was just trying to see.
Or are they going to run into us again?
Right,
know, let's make sure this kid doesn't run into this table again, because it was wow. We've seen a great hustle, and these guys are going to be sore. I've said this on a couple different games. Whatever hotel you're in, make sure the ice machine is working, because you're going to need some ice baths and some packs of ice on these ankles and shoulders and everything, because they're giving everything they have to try to make it to the next round.
If you're not at Nationals, then when will you?
Yeah, absolutely. Warriors.
Great decision there by Aguilar. The 14 under age level, that is so hard to pass up on, but brought it out. He is going to force the Knights into either letting time go up or fouling. There's really no other option here if PT is willing to be patient, and this is a smart and correct basketball decision here. I don't even think you take a layup if you get it at this point.
Yep, they drove it in the lane there, Aguilar, and decided, nope, the clock is what is most important here. Up by 7. Oh, steal, ball's knocked in front of us. We can't see who had it or if there was a foul. We had a whistle, and they're going to say it was out off of the Knights player, so it will stay down here with the Warriors.
Normally we can form our own opinion, but we were completely blocked from that particular angle that we're at.
On the inbounds, the Warriors, they hold a 7-point lead, just trying to wind this clock out and advance to the boys' 14U undisputed championship game. Of course, they get it to Aguilar. Aguilar just so strong with the ball in his hands. And there's just a foul. Got to get some fouls here, OKC, to try to stop the clock and hope they miss. Although they're not in the bonus yet.
Coach Packard pulling out Joe Duddleson, I think for the first time since he came back from his injury there, and what an effort. Valiant effort by Joe to play through the discomfort at best.
Oh, absolutely. He struggled to get down the court, but he scored. He's
clearly one of their best players.
Stayed involved, played through the pain, and then finally, that'll put him in the bonus. And boy, when you've got what a luxury as a coach when you've got a ball handler like Aguilar. Right. You want your guys to all be involved, but he's the kind of point guard that you can just give him the ball and say, just run the clock out.
Yeah, and the patience. At that 14 under level, there's so many high school teams that are incapable of doing that. I was watching 17-point leads evaporate on this very court in varsity boys games when the underdogs shot the ball like they were down 30. It was like they were incapable of adjusting their style. And so to see that at the 14 and under age level where they're willing to be patient and disciplined, no wonder the PT Warriors varsity boys have had success that they've had. And looks like sustained success is on the horizon here with this 14 and under team. For both the PT Warriors and the Oklahoma City Knights, the future is incredibly bright.
Well, and the Aguilars, when you hear that name with PT Warriors, you know you got a solid ball player. All of them are so good.
Nice bucket.
Floater by Plangman.
Timeout by the Knights. Still a 7-point game, the same score as the last time they got their timeout, but the amount of time that the PT Warriors were able to patiently burn off, getting to the bonus, it has really changed the outlook of the game from the last timeout.
So the Warriors able to hold on to this. They're going to be playing the winner of Wichita and Red River. That game going on right now at Drury, and it's Red River trailing Wichita, and they seem to have that one in control right now. That one in the fourth quarter as well. So could be having a Wichita PT matchup in the championship undisputed game tomorrow for boys 14U. Rob, a whole day long of just undisputed championships coming up, and that's not even counting all the great games we got ahead this afternoon and this evening.
Yeah, it's when you've been at Nationals, you get it. If you haven't been in a long time, it's this experience where you come and the game after game, it's bigger. Maybe a team loses a game, and so maybe they're not as big of a game. But the next, maybe another age group is, like I said, the varsity girls Knights. They will be here at 8 o'clock tonight, and I can tell you right now, from watching the 14 under boys game at Drury yesterday, this place will be absolutely packed with Oklahoma City Knights fans. They have an incredible fan base that I saw at Drury. I was actually I feel like they had as good a fan base as I saw at the gym, with the only comparison, the Memphis Eagles when the varsity boys played. And so that's going to be a great atmosphere. Flathead Valley from Montana will not have as many fans. I know that they flew here.
Yeah.
So they almost missed their connecting flight.
Oh, no.
They called us. They let us know, hey, we missed our flight. We're not sure if we're going to even be here. Good thing they made it.
Yes.
And now we'll be in for a treat.
They made
tonight.
it count, too.
That's right.
Making it all the way as far as they have. And 18 seconds to go, and it's all but official now. Knights with another three that's going to fall short. Warriors get the rebound, and Aguilar just going to walk it out now.
And again, classy decision there by both teams to let this accept both the Warriors and Knights left it out on the floor.
Yes, they did.
Great game. Well officiated, well played, well coached. All teams should be proud of them, what they've accomplished so far, and a lot left to be accomplished potentially for the PT Warriors.
Absolutely. Congratulations to both teams. Great effort. And the PT Warriors now will move on to the boys 14U undisputed national championship game. Well, coming up next, we're going to have the Benton Bucks and the North Metro Blazers in the boys 18U Division III Gold Ball game. It'll be Nick Fairley coming up next, and I think Rob, you as well. And so going to look forward to that one as we move up a division level from this one. So thanks for joining us on this. Hang around. In about 15 minutes, we'll be back with more basketball action here at the 33rd Annual National Christian Homeschool Basketball Championships.